What's up, everybody?
Yo, internationally known on the microphone. What's up, Senor, Mr. Worldwide, Dylan Marshall? How you doing, bro?
Good, good.
Oh man, so it's for everybody that doesn't know. I mean, this is definitely a different format. Maybe they're wondering, hey, what's happening? What's going on? You want to break it down, dude? Where you at?
Yeah, I'm in Medellin, Colombia right now. It's my first stop before going to Peru. I'm doing the Inca Trail Marathon, and yeah, we're doing the podcast remotely for the first time. Had some technical difficulties at first, but hopefully it's working out now.
I
It's
know.
good practice for in the future when we get remote guests. So,
Exactly. Now we're here.
mhm.
We're live straight from Medellin, Colombia, your stomping grounds, bro. Did you have you visited anybody that you met before? Because I know you've been there before.
I made a new friend on the airplane right over here. He's Jamaican and he was living in South Florida, and so we went out and he was only here for 2 days though. So
Oh, he already left.
mhm.
Was his
Yeah, but yeah, it's a
was his
fun time
name
over here.
Dylan as well?
No, Andre.
Uh, have you met? Because I know you told me that you were gonna have a roommate whose name was also Dylan. Have you met him?
Yeah.
You already met him?
No, that's in Peru.
Oh, okay, that's later
Yeah.
on. Okay, my bad. I'm
Yeah,
getting my
yeah.
stories mixed up. So tell me, what have you done so far in Colombia?
I went to see the Medellin Marathon,
Oh,
which was
okay.
yesterday.
Nice.
Marathon, Medellin.
Maratón de
It was
Medellín.
pretty cool. I got there kind of late because I woke up late, but I got to see some runners, and yeah, it was pretty cool. And yeah, that's really it. I got to go buy some shoes at some point, and I've been doing like kind of trying to vlog this trip, like this in the Peru trip. So I vlogged like my workout yesterday.
So here's a
But yeah,
question
that's about
for
it.
you, and just because this is what I always notice, like doesn't matter what marathon that's posted. If it's on ESPN, I always notice that there's Kenyan competitors. Were there
Yeah.
Kenyan competitors at the Medellin marathon?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Wow, man. So
Yeah.
this they
And
take
they'll
that
get first place,
serious.
guaranteed.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's their like entire career. It's their whole job. They just go from place to place to run marathons. That's what they do. Like when I ran the Honolulu Marathon, it's a lot of marathons you run. You run one way and then you get to halfway and then you kind of run back. You
Mhm.
come down like the same spot you went up, and they always let the people up front, like the really competitive people, go get like a 10-15 minute head start, so people aren't bothering them. But anyway, like when I was running the marathon, the Honolulu Marathon, I was going up, and then the first place people were coming back down, and I got to see
Wow.
them, and dude, yeah, cruising,
And they're
cruising.
serious,
Yeah,
man. I saw a
yeah,
video of, I don't know, what's like the world record marathon that regular people have to try to get on there and stay at that pace, but they would just like fall
yeah.
off after a while.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, they made like a big treadmill with like a foam pit behind it or something, so you could run on it until you fell off.
Right.
And yeah, people could do it for maybe like 30 seconds.
And that's enough.
But yeah, the world record pace I think is like a 4 minute 30-second mile, something like that.
I
Maybe a little
mean,
faster. It's ridiculous.
insane. I think I could maybe sprint at that speed for like, yeah, 10 seconds, 15 seconds or something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know what that is, what that pace is like running, but maybe, I can definitely not
Yeah,
run a
we'll
whole
try it. We'll go
mile
to
with
the
you.
track.
Yeah.
We'll go to the track. Yeah, I can't. I've never been able to run a mile that fast.
Oh no,
It's
geez,
crazy.
I'm super far away from
Maybe I could
that.
do 800.
I think at my
Maybe.
best, I did like a 10 or a 9:30, something like that at my best. And I wasn't really like timing it to try to get the best time. I was just, trying to meet our standards. You
For a
know what I mean?
mile. For a mile and a half.
For a mile and a
Correct.
half. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just to clarify, in the Navy we have to do a mile and a half PFA. So that's
Exactly.
like a 9:30 is like a what 6:15 about. So not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that was maybe at my best, but anyway, and I'm definitely very far away from that. But you, sir, have been training, and what is it that you're going to be doing? Tell me about why you're taking this trip.
Oh yeah. So the goal is to do the Inca Trail Marathon. I was looking at it last year because I watched a YouTube video on it when I got back into training, and I looked it up, and it said that this year was the last year they were doing it. So I was like, oh crap! If I got to do this, I got to do it now. So I just signed up for it last year, and yeah, it's about a week and a half. I'll spend in Peru. You start by getting acclimatized to the elevation.
Right.
And the reason that this marathon is titled the hardest marathon in the world because number one, it's an elevation. I think you start about like 10,000 feet elevation, and it's also basically just one giant hill. So for those two reasons, it's like officially the hardest marathon in the world, or whatever. So I'm definitely not running it for time. I'm just running it to actually finish it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And as a tourist attraction too, almost in a way, because you're going to be running through the 7-color mountain, right? Or you're not going to be running through the Rainbow Mountain, yeah. Are you going to be running through that, and you're going to see that as you're running, or how is that going to be?
No, the Rainbow Mountain is like a separate excursion. I think it's around Cusco as well, like. Because I go to Cusco, and then it's kind of how you get to Machu Picchu from there. By the way, Cusco is the oldest city in South America. Found that out.
Incredible.
Researching this. But yeah, no, Rainbow Mountain is a separate thing. And I brought my drone with me to record some cool footage. And I was reading on the drone's website. I might not actually be able to use the drone at Rainbow Mountain.
What? Why?
Because the elevation is so high up that the drone like won't work.
The gyro.
There's not enough air density. Yeah, there's not enough air density for the fans to actually push the drone up and work. So that's pretty crazy. But incredible. I think for some parts at Machu Picchu, I think it'll work. But I'll try it in both places, see what happens.
Man, that's pretty cool. I mean, that technology, the drones that we have nowadays, because I just finished building that plane. You were there for the maiden flight. Maybe we can plug a video.
Oh yeah, shout out
somewhere here.
Gato Halcón.
El Gato Halcón, yes, the kitty hawk. It's a kind of homage. How do you say that? Homage or homage? Anyway, but it's homage. Yeah, paying respects to the first ever plane, which was called the Kitty Hawk by the Wright brothers. So I called my first ever plane that I built the Gato Halcón, the DRSS Gato Halcón.
Nice. Yeah. And for anyone who doesn't know, basically, Tonty made this thing from scratch. I mean, you bought like the motor and the battery, and then you made the entire like wing, the whole like fuselage, everything from like dollar store particle board materials.
Exactly.
And then like I'll go into his garage, and the whole walls are just like diagrams. It's like an evil genius layer. He's got like diagrams and like things up on the walls.
Yeah, I put the plans.
First try, it worked perfectly.
Yeah, I was so surprised, man. And you know how that one time when we flew it, there was a time when it dove down, and I had to like save it. Right? It wasn't that bad, right? But I saved it, right? So the same thing happened. I took it on Sunday. I took it over to OMAS, the Oregon Miniature Aircraft Squadron. Respect to them, and also respect to Flight Tests. I have to mention them because I got the plans off of them. So. To build a plane. So I go to the OMAS, and I go to fly the plane, dude, and the plane does the same thing. I say, you know what, I'm going to fly it. I'm going to actually try to do some tricks. I got this on camera. The plane does like a couple barrel rolls, takes a dive. It's about to go into the marsh, just the same way as last time with my son, dude. And I couldn't tell which way was up because the plane is white on both sides. You know, and it's a really bright day, so you can see through the plane. You can see through the wings, so you don't know which way is up. So it's just like doing barrel rolls, going all the way down, and finally, last second, I realized which way was up. I had it, and I fixed it, and it just and it flew up, bro. And it was like, dude, it was amazing. My heart was beating so fast, and the gentleman in the video towards the end, he's all like. Hey, so yeah, you're gonna fly it again? And I'm like, let me drink a soda real quick. Let me get some water. He's like, oh, I know the feeling, you know, because he had just crashed his plane into the lake. So
Oh no.
He's like, how'd you save it? And I'm like, I have no idea. It just happened. Okay. I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. Ah, boom, saved
Nice.
it. Yeah. So, and right now I'm building another one called the FT Duster, but I think maybe we should make the announcement right now about the project that we got going on. It's actually right behind the camera. Dylan has initiated. He's gonna make an electric bike, and I'm gonna join him. I'm also gonna make my own electric bike. He already started. He has this bike right here, so we're gonna document our
Mm-hmm.
progress on the podcast. We'll just take some pictures, post them up, let you guys know how we're doing. And if it works, maybe there's like going to be an electric bike revolution coming off of this, yo.
Yeah.
The Tonty and
Yeah,
Dylan.
man. DIY e-bikes, the way to go. They're really expensive for like no reason. I feel like we could make one and it wouldn't be too hard, you know?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I've seen a lot of like little two strokes, different forms. Our boss used to have one. He showed it to me. Very, very cool. It looks like a chopper. So
Nice.
yeah. So when I thought about that, I'm like, oh, if we have the Tonty and Dylan podcast, electric chopper, biker gang. Not really. I don't know. Maybe it was lame. Very lame. We'll edit this out. Just kidding.
No, no, it sounds cool. Dude, speaking of your plane thing, I had a cool plane related article I thought you'd think would be really cool.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you already know about this. It's called the Solar Impulse. You heard about it?
This,
So now it's Solar Impulse 2. They remade it. But it's a solar powered airplane.
wow.
And they basically engineered it so that it never has to land.
What?
Yeah, and so yeah, here I'll read some of the article of it. Okay, so in 2016, a bizarre-looking plane covered with more than 17,000 solar panels showed the world a glimpse of the future of flight. With a wingspan of a Boeing 747, but weighing only as much as an SUV, it circumnavigated the Earth without using a single drop of fuel.
Wow.
And just recently, a couple years ago, like a satellite company called Sky Dweller Aero. They're trying to make it into a pseudo satellite. So basically, because it's an airplane that never has to land, so they can kind of use it as a satellite without having to do the expensive part of like getting a rocket and putting it into orbit and stuff.
Well, I mean, can
So
it carry
yeah,
people, or how does that work?
no, yeah, that would be too heavy for it probably. I don't think so, and it also goes so slow that I don't think people would want to fly in it because it goes like 25 miles an hour. So you're better off just driving.
And what is its purpose? Does it have a purpose? Like, yes, it can fly. It's amazing. Have we developed a purpose? Because I love it when we do science just for the heck of it. Just, to see
Yeah,
what
well,
our limit
the
is.
the purpose would be to use it as a satellite. So they're contacting telecom companies, and yeah. So basically, it says it can do anything you imagine a satellite can do. That includes providing telecommunications and Earth imaging, as well as disaster response and monitoring natural resources.
But what?
And
Go ahead.
and the Navy, shout out to the Navy. The Navy has invested $5 million in Sky Dweller to investigate the aircraft's ability to perform maritime patrols, for which it currently employs drones that can reportedly fly no longer than 30 hours.
Wow.
So yeah, it could be a really useful way to do, I don't know, maybe like search and rescue missions, because usually ocean searches, conducting those takes a lot of manpower, a lot of time, and if you can do that with solar powered plane, that'd probably be a much cheaper way to do it.
Oh yeah, looking for subs, looking for anything under the water. You know what I mean? Just have it constantly. That would eliminate other ships. That would eliminate other planes that you would have to have in the hangar bay. You know what I mean? Because we had planes that would just do that. You know what I mean? They would just fly to see if there were other people around. So I mean, yeah,
Just have scouts.
oh yeah, that would be a very useful. And eventually, you know what, man? Battery technology is gonna get so good that we'll be able to have a full-on Boeing 747 electric plane. It's not gonna be tomorrow, but it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. It used to be RC models. They were never electric. RC models used to always be, gas, little gas motors. Oh, put a little gas motor here, gas motor there. Then we evolved to electric, and then brushless motors. You know what I mean? So it's for heavier and heavier planes and better motors for with more torque and better designed propellers. So it's all, engineering is going to get to the point where hopefully we can save the planet. Hopefully it's not too late,
Yeah, I don't think it's too late. I mean, it's still going to take a lot of work, but I think I'm pretty optimistic about it.
Yeah.
So, electric planes probably going to happen. And once they figure out the energy density problems, but I mean, so much money's going into battery research now that, it'll probably happen.
Yeah. And I think we're also got to get to the point where electricity, we know more about it. You know what I mean? That the knowledge that we have as nukes, and I mean, maybe not, all the knowledge that we have, but the basic electrical knowledge, mechanical knowledge, I hope that someday that's common knowledge. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that would be ideal. You know what I mean? Where at the end,
it probably would. Yeah.
You get to 6th grade and you're learning about, DC, AC circuits. You know what I mean? Because maybe they do mention it. Maybe you can take a class that no, but I'm talking about everybody. You know what I mean? If everybody is by 8th grade, NFPA 70E, you know what I mean? Something crazy. Yeah. I mean, not for the purpose of working, but for the purpose of just, hey, this surrounds us. We are literally surrounded by 120 volts all the time, everywhere. It freaks me out all the time. Every time I see my son like going to reach for something, I know that, there's things put in place to protect him, but I'm still like, you know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah. So. Yeah, for real. I think as more cars become electric, that might naturally happen. Because I feel like a lot of people know about motors and engines just because that's what was always around. And that's kind of like, they worked with their dad in their garage on carburetors and stuff. And like a lot of people just kind of know about that stuff. But I think maybe as electric cars become bigger and bigger, people will just naturally learn about them because they have them around. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, one thing unrelated that I wanted to talk about, but it's why I'm wearing the Dodgers shirt. And I guess this is a win and a loss, but it's a story I just found out ago. It happened about like maybe 10 years ago. But it was this guy that was saved by the co-creator of Seinfeld. You know who Larry David is? He does Curb Your Enthusiasm. That one? He's funny. Oh, man, I love Larry David. And, he's not the type of person that would be like, I mean, I don't think he is. At least he doesn't exhibit this on his show, that would like go out of his way to go help somebody prove his innocence. Okay? Especially a dude, I mean, I'm just being real. Okay? A dude that, let me tell you a little bit of the story. Okay? Imagine you live in a suburb, right? In whatever your neighborhood is. Somebody gets killed around your neighborhood, right? And the dude happens to look like you. And you get picked up and they say you did it. Just because the guy looked like you, and the cops are like, yep, this is the guy. We're done, case closed. The picture's exactly the same. Look at it. And that's the only basis for it. And they pick you up 3 months later. When they're questioning you, they're all telling you, hey, man, how'd you do it? I'm like, how'd I do what? You know what you did. What did I do? When did you do it? What did I do what? When did I do what? I'm like, you know when you did it. This is the questioning that they're having with this guy. You know what I mean? They're telling him, bro, 6 months later as the court progress is going on, right? They find out that he was actually at a Dodger game when it was going on. His lawyer is just searching, because it's a World Series game. So it's a big, it's televised worldwide, everywhere, a bunch of cameras searching, panning around constantly. And they can see him. They can kind of see like the blurry. They see his section. They can see a man with his daughter. He went with his daughter to the World Series game. Also, I should probably say that the reason why they also tried to blame him, other than it looked just like him, it was because apparently his brother was a real criminal. This guy's brother was a real criminal. and this lady was somehow involved in a case with the brother. So they were trying to blame him, saying, "Oh, you killed this lady because she was going to testify against your brother, right?" And they were just trying to make it a quick case. Cops do this, bro. You know, sometimes just like any Joe Schmo, you know what I mean? Dude at McDonald's, you know, us, anybody, you know, oh man, you know, I'm too tired to do something. Let's just get it done real quick. This makes sense. Boom. You know, anybody's, but we need to check ourselves. Everybody, dude. I'm talking about everybody, not just cops, everybody. Anyway, but the thing is that what ended up happening is he's been 6 months in jail, and they've been questioning him, trying to get him to testify. He's like, "No, I'm innocent. No, I'm innocent." His lawyer is panning around Dodger Stadium, right, playing Where's Waldo. Okay, mind you, bro, this is a typical Mexican-looking gentleman. Imagine me. I'm shaving my beard, just my mustache. Juan Schmo. Okay, Jose Schmo. You know how you say Joe Schmo in English? Jose Schmo. It's just one of us. You know what I mean? We, you know, from far away, we all kind of look like, you know, it's like Where's Waldo ever. At Dodger Stadium, we all look like this. You know what I mean? So they finally, they know what section he's in. They kind of got him pictured, but the resolution isn't good enough to prove it in court. My brother, would you believe me if I told you Curb Your Enthusiasm was filming 5 rows down that same day?
What?
Listen, I'm telling you, usually when something like I've worked on as an extra with other shows, right? When there's an operation, a big show, it doesn't matter. Everybody's an extra. Everybody's getting paid. These people, you know, to be there, you know, to act. Yay, or whatever. Oh, home run. Everybody, home run. Hey, whatever. You know what I mean? I know that this has been done type of guerrilla type of shooting. Curb Your Enthusiasm, HBO show, was doing this type of shooting. Unprecedented. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And they were filming in the same section as this guy. And there's a scene, okay, where Larry David is like gonna go get popcorn or something. And he's coming in through the hallway, and there's a camera down the hallway. And at that same moment, the dude ruins the scene, but the dude with his daughter walks in front of the camera and goes into his lane. Can you believe this?
Wow.
Saved the man's life.
That's crazy.
Seinfeld, or the co-creator of Seinfeld, Larry David, in a way saved a man's life, bro. Could you imagine? And then these cops.
Dang, that's crazy.
And these cops interrogating him with the, like, you know what I mean? Oh, where were you? How'd you do it? You know how you did it. You know how infuriating that would be?
Oh, man, yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
crazy. Those interrogations, John Oliver did a segment on that, like police interrogations. Like in the United States, cops are legally allowed to lie to you and just say they have evidence and stuff that they don't have. It's crazy.
Are you
It's
kidding
crazy
me?
what they're able to do.
Is that like a special thing that only America has?
I'm pretty sure, or we're one of the only countries. Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty nuts. Yeah. But wow. That's awesome. And did Larry David find this out?
I don't know if he knows. And you know what's funny enough is that I found this out through 60 Minutes Australia.
Wow.
So 60 Minutes Australia did a piece on this gentleman, you know what I mean, using his Seinfeld, like, because what happened is that the lawyer contacted Curb Your Enthusiasm and was like, listen, you guys were filming on this date and you were filming around this section. Is there any way that I can get the footage, you know, all the footage, you know? And dude, and he was looking and they couldn't see anything because, you know, the guy was sitting back in the section and Larry David was filming in the front of the section. Same section, but it's still like 20 rows difference, you know? And it just so happened on one of the shots where they're looking down the rows, there he is with his daughter, right? But then, and also another problem was that at 9, that was like around 9 o'clock, right? But the murder happened at like around 10:30, right? So they were like, oh, that's an
Mm-hmm.
hour and a half in between that. I'm like, you don't know what inning it was or whatever. They were trying to say that, he could still go. But at around 10:15, when the game actually finished, he had called his wife and they pinged that location to where he was at. So pick up those phones, people. Whenever somebody calls you, that's like an
Mm-hmm.
automatic lullaby, alibi. It's an
Yeah.
automatic lullaby when somebody calls you. Just go to sleep.
Oh, that's crazy. And usually, like to shoot shows, they have to get release form sign offs from like the people in the background. I thought so.
Yes.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
huh,
But in this case, this is a guerrilla type of shooting. You know what I mean? They just went for it.
nice. Wow. That's a cool story. And that's that's crazy that 60 Minutes Australia was on that.
I know, bro.
Shout out to them. Must have been a slow news week in Australia.
They don't have much to talk about. It's like, hey, what happened,
They're like, we
man?
can't
Another
can't talk
kangaroo.
about kangaroos fighting people for the fifth week in a row.
This, people are tired of this. You know what I mean, dude? But by the way, have you seen those ripped kangaroos? Didn't you show
Oh,
me
they're
one?
jacked. I don't. Are they giving them steroids or something?
I don't know,
They're
man.
ripped.
Holy moly! I don't know what they're eating. Those kangaroos.
Yeah,
They
they're
didn't you
huge.
tell me about one that had a name, like something Bruce, Big Bruce?
Maybe, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe that was something else. Yeah, because I thought that the dangerous part about kangaroos was their legs, because they could like, they can like stand on their tail and kick you with their legs that are really powerful. But they also have like jacked upper body too, so they could just punch you,
bro.
just straight up box you.
A fat kangaroo is part of the 1,000-pound club, bro. They're already squatting
Oh yeah,
500,
easily.
benching
Yep.
225. They don't even need a
Hmm.
deadlift. I mean, damn, man. Now here's a question: who wins, a kangaroo or a gorilla?
I was just gonna ask that.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, or
What?
silverback gorilla?
Yeah, silverback. This is. I mean, but I'm
Yeah,
also talking
the
about
gorilla would.
big kangaroo, biggest kangaroo.
Yeah, the gorilla would win.
Yeah, I think
I
so
think,
too.
but it would be close. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think the gorilla would still win.
Damn it, kangaroo! I tried.
Maybe a couple of them, maybe like two or three kangaroos could win.
Here's another question for you. What's more in the world, leaves or hair follicles? What do you think?
But like fur doesn't count, right?
Fur does count. I am counting. I am
Fur
counting
does count.
furs. Yeah.
Oh, then hair follicles. Yeah,
But
yeah.
when you look, and also leaves, grass leaves, blades of grass, leaves of grass, or whatever you want to call them. Those are also leaves.
Oh, I don't know. It would be pretty close then. I'm not really. Yeah, I don't know. If blades count, then yeah, probably leaves. Yeah, just because there's a lot more trees. And pine needles count too.
Yes. I mean, I would
Yeah,
have to count them.
yeah, yeah. I'm just looking outside right now, and there's so many trees out. Yeah, there's no
Now,
way that
another
hair's a leaf.
argument for hair is hair on like insects. You know what I mean? Like, because spiders have a bunch of hair.
Oh
Ants.
yeah. Hmm. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be pretty close. It'd be a pretty close one, I think.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up, see what you thought.
But yeah, I'll probably go with leaves. I'm going with leaves. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm team leaves also.
Yeah.
Just
Go
random thought of the
leaves.
day. Yeah, go leaves,
Go
man.
leaves. Dude, speaking of nature, and I don't know. I'm trying to segue here.
No, give it
But
to
I
me.
had a couple other articles I wanted to mention. They're like energy related, and this one's renewable energy related. So I was like, oh, kind of related to nature, I guess. But September 1st, so 4 days ago now, the world's biggest offshore wind farm is now fully operational.
What
It's Yeah, it's off the coast of the UK. You want to guess its capacity? Because you have a good, you know,
idea?
because we were in Nuke Sim, we kind of have like energy capacity to work at data center.
Well, how big is it?
How big is what?
Like
Like land,
acreage?
like
Yeah,
land.
land wise. Like what square foot?
Um, It is across an area of 462 square kilometers,
Oh my
uh,
gosh.
which is more than half the size of New York City.
I mean, 500 megawatts.
More than that.
Wow. A gigawatt.
One 1.3 gigawatts. So that's
Wow.
1,300 megawatts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Get this. One revolution of the wind turbine blades can power an average UK home for 24 hours.
One revolution.
One time around. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. So there's 165 turbines. And this one wind farm could power about 1.4 million homes
Good
in the UK.
job. You
Yeah,
see?
pretty crazy.
And how so
And
but dang, it's 5 square kilometers. How is that
462 square
400?
kilometers.
Oh my bad, 406. I was way off. Samsonite. I was way off. Let's see. What was I gonna tell you? That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
So I
and
wonder
this
what that looks like from the sky, from Google Maps.
probably pretty interesting. I wonder if they updated it now. Maybe, but yeah, I think it's cool. Being offshore too doesn't take as much land area. I wonder if they could do offshore solar. That would be practical. Probably not. But
Well,
yeah, a lot of European countries right now are trying to ramp up their renewable and hopefully nuclear power because Russian natural gas is starting to get cut off.
hmm
Russia is like slowly cutting off their natural gas supplies to the rest of Europe. And yeah, some countries are pretty screwed. Germany, especially, I don't know if you heard about them, what's going on in the news. But
tell me.
Germany, a lot of Germans are collecting firewood because they literally won't be able to heat their homes this winter.
Wow, dude, old
Yeah,
school.
because Germany decided to shut down the nuclear power plants and became really dependent on Russian natural gas
No.
and kind of screwed themselves over. Yeah.
Wow, bad
But
mistake, Germany.
yeah, and in France, so a couple nuclear power shout outs. Always good to hear. So France, there's a French-owned utility, EDF. They're restarting all their nuclear reactors by this winter. More than half of them have been shut down for maintenance or technical issues, they said.
Wow.
So they're going to restart all of those so that France has enough power to get through the winter. And also in California, shout out to California,
Shout out.
you know about Diablo Canyon?
Sounds
The,
familiar, but
yeah,
I try to
Diablo
stay away from
Canyon.
the devil. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Diablo Canyon is California's only nuclear power plant,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
originally a bunch of anti-nuclear activists had it scheduled to shut down in 2024, but as of this week, a couple of days ago, it is now approved to operate for 5 more years, so until 2029,
Yes, let's go.
which is good. Which is
And
good because yeah, California is facing blackouts and stuff now.
and I hope that the people that are over here fighting for against nuclear, right? Realize, right? They're fighting against nuclear. Why are they doing that? They want to fight against nuclear for their safety. Okay. By you fighting against nuclear, you're creating a safety hazard because now governments aren't going to want to fund nuclear projects. Taking away money from them is going to have to hire less qualified people, buy the equipment that isn't probably, they're going to have to modify equipment to fit stuff. Therefore, you're more likely to have an accident. Although they're still not happening. But imagine if you were supportive of nuclear facility and instead of being like, hey, I don't want this to happen. No, I want it to happen, but I want it to happen at extreme safety. I want the most qualified people that have done it, not just in a civilian setting, but in a military setting. Let's hire prior military people that can work under pressure in any type of schedule. You know what I mean? So let's think about this logically, people. Let's everybody kind of, because I mean, you can still be a progressive person, a green person, and understand that there's a good side to nuclear power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was reading an NPR article. There's actually a very large movement in the United States right now of people for nuclear power that are environmentalists. Because traditionally environmentalists are like most of them were against nuclear power because they're like scared it could hurt the environment and stuff. But now a lot of them are coming around and realizing that to be an environmentalist, you have to kind of support all carbon-free sources of electricity.
Bro.
So that means nuclear power too. And so it's cool. It's cool to see that people are thinking logically now and looking at the numbers and statistics and realizing, oh, wow, this is actually the safest form of energy. It's not dangerous.
Bro, here's a crazy idea, bro. Yo, here's a crazy idea, but this is like just the crazy idea, you know? So, you know, Tesla coils, right? You know how like Nikola Tesla had the idea of just electricity was going to be just wireless. You could just literally plug into the wall, into cardboard, or into, well, not cardboard, but like into the ground, and boom, you have electricity or something like that, you know? So I'm just mixing my RC mind into with what we were just thinking. What if we had like a little tiny nuclear reactor, right? Portable reactor, hook it up to some Tesla coils, and then you can fly planes without batteries. You just have like a constant 12 volt airspace, or like 5 volt, and just you throw your plane in there. You just you're flying. You know what I mean? And then
That's pretty cool.
We could evolve that. That could be the prototype for real flight. Have people manned, you know, and then electric planes are a possibility because now you don't need batteries inside the planes.
Very interesting.
That's the meme.
That
one meme.
Dude doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you just like took a giant magnet and like spun it around, right? And then, because then all you would need is coils and the motor coils, and because if you have a rotating magnetic field and then a current carrying conductor, you can make motor action, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you just we just put a giant magnet on a bunch of top of windmill or something? I don't know. There's probably many scientific reasons to why that wouldn't work.
It'll be awesome if
cool.
Yeah, it'll be awesome if like the future of flight comes from the Tonty and Dylan show. It's like,
yeah.
Hey man, but let me tell you, Zoom is telling me we have less than a minute.
Oh damn. Okay.
We're about 40 minutes right now. What are you thinking? We can edit this out.
Yeah, I think it was a good episode.
Yeah.
I think we covered some good stuff. And I'll let you guys know. Next week I'll be in Peru, so I'll let you know how that's going, and hopefully everything's going well over there in Oregon.
Yeah, man, it's going great, man. We miss you. Don't stay.
I'll be back soon. Thanks. No, I'll be back.